Hard today when he does get the ball, and he's going to take it for a over the court, to your point.
Hello and welcome to Walter Brown Arena here on BATV. This is Tim McCann alongside Brad Kasnat as we bring you this boys varsity ice hockey game between the Brookline Warriors and the Weymouth Wildcats. Well, Brad, Brookline, they've had a decent year so far, but they've been struggling in the league contest, yeah?
Yeah, they're the Warriors 0-3 so far this season in Bay State Conference play, but a 3-4 record overall. They've been getting some non-league wins, including 2 of their last 3 games have been wins, so they're looking to carry that non-league momentum into Bay State Conference action today.
Well, Weymouth struggled in the early going, but the last 4 games, they've really been getting going.
Yeah, they've turned it on lately. The Wildcats come in on a 3-game winning streak, and they've outscored their opponents 23-4 in those 3 games. So Weymouth has really been hitting their stride lately.
So we'll have to see how these 2 teams take the ice and how they come out to play here in the first period of action. Stay tuned here on BATV.
Just about ready to get underway between the Weymouth Wildcats and the Brookline Warriors here at Brown Arena, a Bay State Conference Carry Division matchup. And the starting lineups for both teams for the visiting Weymouth Wildcats. Head coach Marty King. His forwards are sophomore Jake Davenport, senior Adam Silverman, and senior Jack Lahan. And on defense, the starters are a pair of seniors, Evan Conway and Kevin Morrissey. Brendan Burns, a freshman, in net for the Wildcats. For Brookline, in the white jerseys, moving from left to right in this opening period, head coach Stephen Trundle. His starting line of forwards is senior Ian Crowley, junior David Birch, and junior Dan McLaughlin. And on defense, sophomore Declan Finnegan and senior Adam Prenowitz, junior Jake Paul between the pipes for the Warriors. They are in the white jerseys, Weymouth in the maroon jerseys. First shot on net of this game is easily covered up by Burns and gets a whistle.
Well, just about a minute gone here at Walter Brown, and both these teams really trying to fill each other out. Just a few sustained offensive rushes, but just a lot of back and forth so far, so we'll see who's able to get those early shots on.
Ryan Nash will take this face-off against David Birch. Weymouth comes away with it. And now Weymouth skating into the offensive zone. Shot on goal, saved by Paul. Patrick Coleman with the shot. Weymouth still controlling the puck in the offensive zone. Back to the point. Sent in on net. Flipped up by Zach Rogers, but over the top of the net. Rogers looking forward to get in the slot, but falls down. Puck in the far corner. Now moving behind the net. Patrick Coleman tries to get it across the ice, ends up in the back, slips a shot in, saved by Burns. Another save by Burns off the shot from Steve Ganley.
Some real good sustained offensive pressure here by the Wildcats. And Brookline finally able to maintain possession and get it out of their zone.
Nolan Crowley wins the puck and is able to gain the red line and dump it off to get a line change.
I tell you, the Warriors are lucky that the Wildcats didn't convert on that last rush. They had about 3 real good scoring opportunities. 1 rebound left right out in front by the goaltender Jake Paul, but the Wildcats just could not put the puck in the back of the net.
We mentioned at the top of the show, the Wildcats have been scoring a lot of goals lately, 23 goals in their last 3 games.
Some good physical play here by both sides too.
Grant Rosario saves it at the point for the Wildcats and dumps in as the Wildcats will complete a line change. Dumped back behind the net by Weymouth. out of the zone. The Wildcats will have to cycle. Nick Matrano takes it back in, sends it behind the net. Now Mike Lee.
Delayed penalty here. Looks like Brookline's going to be on the short hand once they touch up.
Weymouth has the extra skater on the ice. And now Brookline touches, and we'll see what the call is here.
Looks like we're going to have a slash here.
Jesse Lung, freshman forward, sent to the box. Get a minute and a half for slashing with 11:45 to go in the first period. No score, and Weymouth on the power play.
If the first 3 minutes of this game is any indication, Brookline's going to have their hands full here on this penalty kill.
Morrissey's shot from the blue line deflected aside. Now a shot by Conway from the blue line, also turned away by Paul. Another shot saved by Paul. Flipped out, but kept in by Morrissey. Morrissey, another shot from the blue line, another save by Paul. Now sent in behind the net. Patrick Coleman loses his footing as he tries to control that one. Now Coleman across a shot and saved by Paul.
Well, it seems like Weymouth's strategy so far in this game is just to send as many pucks towards goaltender Jake Paul as possible. They've just been peppering him with shots, and for the most part, he's been able to get in front of them. But sooner or later, tricky deflection might get the better of him.
48 seconds to go on the power play. 11 minutes in the first period. In the slot, Wildcats can't handle it. Davenport couldn't get clear and get a good shot off, and Brookline able to clear the zone, but the Wildcats controlling the puck, trying to recollect. And now another penalty here, and this looks like will go against Brookline.
Yeah, they're going to call him for a trip.
Ian Crowley into the box. So this will give the Wildcats a two-man advantage for 30 seconds, and then another minute of power play action.
That's a tough penalty to take. It seemed like Weymouth player was just trying to deke around, and Crowley's stick just got caught up in his skates. But still, you gotta know where your stick is. And sure enough, he goes to the box.
So Wildcats with a 5-on-3 advantage. Morrissey at the point, down low to Gamley, back to Morrissey in front, turned aside. 15 seconds to go on the two-man advantage. Brian Gosnell looking, makes a pass. Morrissey chasing it down behind the net. Morrissey will skate it all the way back up to the blue line. Two-man advantage is over, but Weymouth still on the power play. Shot comes in, but doesn't get through traffic. Weymouth still in control. Gosnell behind the net. Sends it out to Conway at the point. Back down low to Gosnell. Conway, a shot, just goes wide. Paul may have gotten a piece of it. Morrissey now from the point.
Oh, that's
a whistle blew.
Real unfortunate break there for the Wildcats. Referee blew the play dead as the puck was trickling behind Jake Paul. From our vantage point, we could see it just drop right behind him, and Weymouth was getting ready to throw that puck right behind him for a goal, but sure enough, the whistle blew and play comes to a stop. 27 seconds left here on the Weymouth power play.
So a lucky break there for the Warriors. But Wildcats still possessing the puck, putting a lot of shots on net. Another shot from the point, rebound out in front. Tom Harrington gets a hold of it, tries to clear it out, doesn't quite get it out of the zone, and now Harry Guinness flips it onto the Brookline bench.
Very surprised how Weymouth's strategy there on that 5-on-3. For the most part of the 5-on-4, they were throwing shots on the net, but with the two-man advantage, they seemed like they were just looking for that perfect pass to find the man wide open. And you think that kind of thing, you just want to throw shots on net and hope for that weird rebound. But
back at even strength now. Shot saved by Paul. And now Warriors coming the other way. Jack Corcoran puts a shot on net, saved by Burns, and get a whistle with 9:03 to go in the first period.
Brookline back on even strength for the first time in a little over 3 minutes. And I'll see if they can get back to their game plan for this first period.
Credit the Warriors, great job killing that power play.
Real good stops there by Jake Paul as well, especially at the tail end of that last power play.
Ended up being 2.5 minutes of penalty kill action, 30 seconds of which was a 5-on-3 situation. The Warriors trying to gain the puck in the offensive zone, but Wildcats able to control as Ian Crowley was knocked away by 2 Wildcats. Now in the neutral zone, Crowley trying to gain control, but once again the puck flickers over to Sean Flaherty. Warriors clear back to neutral ice. Bobby Coyle collects it for the Wildcats. Ian Crowley, number 9, putting on some heavy pressure on the forecheck. Again here pestering Gosnell. And a neutral zone turnover now. See the goal from Jesse Loon. Warriors on the board first, and it's 1-0.
Oh, that was a fantastic shot there by Jesse Lung. The freshman pops a wicked wrister up into the top corner over the shoulder of goaltender Brendan Burns. Oh my, and just coming on break too. Just a quick transition as the Wildcats turn it over in the offensive zone, and Brookline able to capitalize. 1-0 here, just over 7 minutes gone in the first period.
Goal coming with 7:58 to go in the first period. Jesse Lung, the freshman.
Oh, fantastic save there by Jake Paul. Looks like he got it with his glove hand as the Wildcat tried to pull it around. Denied at the doorstep.
Face-off won by the Wildcats. Sounded like Jake Milne was credited with the assist on that goal. Picked off a pass in the defensive zone and sent it up to Loon, who was able to score from pretty deep. And it's 1-0 Warriors. Just over 7 minutes to go in the first period. Now the Wildcats on the attack. Shot and a save. Rebound is loose. Wildcats reel it in. Another shot by Metrano. Saved by Paul.
Now Paul managed to hold on to that last one, but so far it looks like he's been fighting off the pucks a little bit, giving up a few rebounds right on the doorstep, so he's going to have to see if he can bring that back under control. But Brookline has definitely seemed like they've been taking the initiative after they got killed off those 2 penalties early in the game.
Face-off comes to Paul's right. Both teams whiff on it, but eventually the Warriors get control. Guinness dumps behind the Wildcats' net. Harrington sends it back behind the net, and the Wildcats will reel it in. Now Harrington wins the puck again. Sent out in front. Nobody was there to knock it home. Saved in the zone by Hrenowitz. And now Mike Karthus trying to clear it out for the Wildcats, and does. Knocks it off the skate of Mike Lee. And now the puck will come back behind the Wildcats net. I believe that was an icing called there.
That's correct.
Warriors didn't gain the red line, so the face-off will come all the way back.
Now that last about 30 seconds, 45 seconds, was probably the most sustained offensive pressure Brookline's had so far in this game, but still. a lot of action in the neutral zone, a lot of turnovers, and just those couple breaks, catching each side on their heels.
The Warriors, as we mentioned, looking for their first win in Bay State Conference play. There's a shot here just wide off the stick of Ganley. Now another shot through traffic from the point, but turned aside by Paul. Bobby Coyle sends it in towards the net, but deflected through traffic and now sent back out to the neutral zone. Coyle hits his own teammate.
Looks like they might call that for an offsides. Looks like it hit him as he was trying to tag up.
So adding insult to injury there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Face-off will come on neutral ice. Won by Zach Rogers for the Wildcats. Weymouth have numbers here if they hurry. Shot, big rebound. Puck is just sitting in front of the net. Finally, the Warriors get a stick on as they try to clear. And finally knocked out of the zone by Declan Finnegan. Wildcats left to cycle back, and they are offsides once again.
Yeah, just got a little too antsy to get into that offensive zone. Able to hold up.
Warriors, we mentioned, 0-3 in the Bay State Conference, while the Wildcats are 3-2 in conference play. So Brookline still looking for that first league win of the season, and with a 1-0 lead here with 5 minutes to go in the first period. Renowitz behind the net, sends it up the far side. Now comes back to Renowitz. He tries to clear the zone, but Morris is there at the point. That was shot by Gosnell, saved by Paul, up high.
Good rising shot there from the left hash for Gosnell. But Paul able to get a glove on high just around the neck area, and bring play to a stop, force the face-off.
It seemed like most of Weymouth's shots so far have been on the ice. But Gosnell going high with that one. Now another shot on goal from Jack Lahan, saved by Paul. Battle in the far corner. Wildcats coming away with it. Lahan sends it back to the blue line. Now Carthus, a blast from the point, saved by Paul. Cleared out of the zone by Guinness.
It's like Davenport was looking for the deflection right at the top of the crease. There's Davenport again.
Davenport behind the net. Sends it up to Carthus at the point. Shot saved by Paul. Jake Paul has been seeing a lot of shots in goal, but has been up to the task so far.
The ice is definitely tilting back to Weymouth in the last few minutes. Play has been largely in the Brookline defensive zone. Like we said, just peppering shots on Paul.
4 minutes.
Far, he's been equal to the task.
4 minutes to go in this first period, and Weymouth certainly has had the advantage in possession and in shots on goal in this game as a whole, but it's the Warriors that have that 1-0 lead. And now the goal scorer Long up on the offensive zone again, knocked off by Bobby Coyle. Wildcats looking to clear. They get back out to neutral ice. Right in front of the Weymouth bench. Now Matrano will skate into the zone. Matrano sends it in front of the net, but doesn't get through traffic. Bouncing shot here from Lee, gloved by Paul, and he'll cover up for the whistle with 3:10 to go in the opening frame.
Now we've mentioned that Brookline has yet to win in conference play so far, but they've gotten 3 wins so far this year. 2 of them against Minuteman High School. The other coming against Brockton just earlier last week. But in those 3 league losses, they've been outscored 19-2.
Shot by Patrick Coleman goes wide, rebound in front of the net. Weymouth can't put it home, and Brookline clears it all the way the length of the ice, and this is going to go for icing. So this will come all the way back into the Brookline zone. 2:58 to go. Saw a Warrior there complaining as they thought that it actually came off a Weymouth stick. But icing the call, we had another face-off. Weymouth controlling, back to the point, shot by Morrissey, saved by Paul, and a whistle. We'll see what this is about. I think that we have a penalty here.
Can't quite tell. Maybe they're saying that was an offsides.
I'm not sure what the call is. Maybe it is an offsides, as you can see where the face-off
That's
is.
so. That's a very dubious call, as far as I'm concerned.
Morrissey looked to be well in the offensive zone. Close range, low angle shot, saved by Paul. Now over the other side. Paul switches sides and Warriors able to clear. Nolan Crowley dumping.
We got a delayed penalty here against Weymouth.
So now the Warriors will go on the power play.
And call him on the hook.
So this will be the first power play of the game for Brookline, as Steve Ganley will go to the box, junior forward for the Wildcats.
Yeah, he brought the Warrior player down right as he was crossing into the offensive zone.
2:25 to go in the first period. Warriors looking to add to a 1-0 lead. Ian Crowley will take the faceoff against Jake Davenport. And now Weymouth clears from behind the net. All the way to the other end of the rink. No icing on the penalty kill.
Silverman doing a really good job on the forecheck there, able to eat up some time.
Trying to make something happen shorthanded. And now the Warriors back in the offensive zone. Renowitz in the far corner. Ryan Gunther trying to win the puck back for Weymouth. Sends it down to the near side. And now Loon sends it back to Corcoran. Loon again. Down low to Nolan Crowley. Nolan Crowley in the near corner there. 20 seconds left in the power play. Davenport trying to pick off the pass, but Loon gets it back, sends it once again down to Nolan Crowley in the near corner.
Not much going on in this Brookline power play. And that should do it.
Yeah, Loon's shot is intercepted by Russo and sent out, and that will end the power play with under a minute to go in this opening period.
Don't know whether that was because of the Weymouth defense or just Brookline not really taking the initiative, but a lot of that power play was spent along those near half boards. Not much came of it.
Shot here by Ganley, saved by Paul, and the whistle blows with 30.6 seconds on the clock.
You take a look at that, you see Paul come right out to the top of the crease to challenge the shooter, flashing the leather there on that shot. Good job there by the freshman. No, excuse me, Paul's not the freshman. That's Burns, excuse me. Paul's a junior.
Ganley and Birch on the face-off. Warriors try to get it out of the zone, but saved right at the line by Rosario. Back behind the net, sent down to the near side by Nash. Warriors get a stick on it. Now coming up the near side is David Birch. Birch sending it on net, saved by Burns right at the near post, and a goal. Second goal of the period for the Warriors. They take a 2-0 lead with 8.5 seconds to go in the first period.
That's about as lucky as a goal as you're going to see for the Warriors. It looked like it was on a centering attempt, and the puck just bounced off of a Weymouth player. It looked like it was McLaughlin who had sent the puck in front. We'll see who they credit it to.
Birch was out there too. He'll be involved in the scoring in some way as he takes the face-off, and that'll do it for the first period. But a 2-0 lead the Warriors take into the first intermission against the Weymouth Wildcats, as Birch is credited with that goal. So it's 2-0 Brookline. We'll be back for the second period here from Walter Brown Arena.
And we're back here at Walter Brown Arena for this ice hockey matchup between the Brookline Warriors and the Weymouth Wildcats. Brookline jumps out to a 2-0 lead in the first period. Brookline in white, going to your left. Weymouth in the maroon and gold, going from left to right. Pair of goal scorers for the Warriors. The first one scored by Jesse Lung. The second on a fluke goal by David Birch, but all the same, 2-0 Warriors after one. Wildcats gather, move it up through the neutral zone. Here's Silverman on his left, takes the shot, saved by Jake Paul. Paul's been seeing a lot of shots so far in this game, but he's been able to stop each and every one of them. Face off to Paul's right. Weymouth wins it, but then they're able to control, and here come the Warriors. There's Birch moving up. It's offsides on Brookline.
Looks like Dan McLaughlin just got a little ahead of Birch, the puck carrier. And there's the offsides call.
Face-off comes out to the neutral zone. Weymouth wins it back to the D. Moves over to Gunther. Up, but unable to hold on to it. Puck loose in neutral zone. Here come the Wildcats. Turns around at the half boards. Shot blocked there. Held in by Weymouth. Sends it in deep. That's Coleman over to get it. Coleman again. Looks up to the point, finds him. Shot in. Just goes wide, but almost deflected in there by a Wildcat just at the door mouth. Out there, shot on net, saved by Paul. Moves back over. Ganley looks up, back behind the net, through the legs of his own player. The defense pinching in, tries to hold on, but here comes Brookline. There's Coleman. Moves through a couple Warriors, looks back, trying to connect with Ganley. Unable to do that. And here comes Carthas. A little bit of miscommunication with his goaltender, Brendan Burns. Brookline unable to capitalize. Turnover deep in the Brookline zone. This one will go for an icing. And the faceoff will come back into the Brookline offensive zone.
Saw Brendan Burns there getting a little tied up with one of his defensemen. He's just a freshman, but he has been one of the top players on this Wildcat squad so far this season.
Hasn't had all that much to do today, but a few times that's been in his zone for any sustained amount of time. He's looked all right. Just a fluky goal from behind the net and a real nice shot by Lung. Here comes Gosnell. Intercepted by Brookline. Coleman dumps it in. Wildcats pursue. Held in at the point. Shot on net. Shin gathers, tries to bank it off the boards, but doesn't go all the way out. Coleman tried to sweep it in, but luckily for him, didn't connect. That would have been an illegal hand pass in the offensive zone. And here comes Brookline. Ian Crowley in deep. Towards the near half boards. Back up to the point, but unable to connect there with Finnegan. Brookline will retreat into their defensive zone as Weymouth goes for the change. Pair of Wildcats converging on the defenseman. And they intercept the puck, maintaining possession behind the Brookline net. That centering pass in front goes right through. Defense pinching in, sends it back in deep. Puck squirts loose right in the high slot. Sent back in deep again. Looks like that's Matrano. Over to Kyle DeLuca. Chases it in the corner. A heavy hit there by Brookline. They're going to go to the box for that one as they touch up. Weymouth player slow to get to his feet there in the near corner. That's number 16, Kyle DeLuca. And he's hurting right now.
Jack Corcoran in the box for Brookline.
So Brookline on the penalty kill for the first time since early in the first period. Weymouth wins the draw, fires a shot, goes wide. There's Morrissey. Looks over, unable to connect on the far post. That was Coleman waiting for it. There's a junior captain. Shot on net, and there's Paul gathering up the puck.
Good job by Paul there to not give up the rebound. He's been facing a lot of the shots that he's been facing have been right on the ice. He has been giving up a lot of rebounds, but covered up that one.
That last shot looked like it was through a bit of traffic too, so he did a real good job to see that one into his chest. Meanwhile, Weymouth drill goes all the way back behind their own net. They'll wait back there and gather as they start their new attack. Coleman moves up, unable to hold on to it. Brookline takes it over and just chips it back into the offensive zone. Weymouth again now. There's Morrissey, moves up. Ganley unable to hold on to the outlet pass. Coleman on the far half boards. Back to the D. Morrissey looks, takes the pass down, moves the shot, deflection there. That was Steve Ganley on the tip try. That one goes just wide. The shot held on by Paul. There's 23 seconds left in the Weymouth power play here.
Brookline looking good on the penalty kill so far. A little over a minute of time on this penalty kill elapsed.
Just over 10 minutes to go in this second period. Brookline clearing attempt is successful. Puck trickles out into the Weymouth zone. That's Davenport, dekes around one, coming on the near side. Turns back, looks up to his point. Back down to Davenport. Vetrano back over. Davenport turns, moves behind the net. It's back to the point. Ryan Gunther. Shot on net, just tipped wide. That was Davenport again on the tip. Gosnell holds. That's passed through the crease. No one there to help it out. Brookline, the penalty is over. And now they're going to be able to get that change. Icing is waved off. Mike Carthus will gather for Weymouth. Gunther slaps it around. Good forecheck here by Brookline. Really stymieing Weymouth and keeping them from getting any sort of offensive rush going here. Here they come. Here's Patrick Coleman, moves it over. Drop pass there, and held on by Paul. It seems like a lot of Weymouth shots are coming from about 20 or so feet out. Not very many shots from in close, and so far Paul's been able to see all of them pretty easily.
And it looks like as this game has gone on, Paul's been a little more aggressive coming out of the crease, moving a little bit farther away from the goal to face these Weymouth shots.
Grant Rosario unable to hold on to that face-off win for Weymouth. Here come the Wildcats yet again. Pass over, whiffed on the shot, knocks himself down too. That was Ryan Nash there for Weymouth. Moves back to the point, back down to Coleman, looks up, slap shot right into the chest of Paul. He saw it the whole way. Just over 8 minutes to go here in the second period.
Rosario with that blast from the point. Getting it high, but right into the chest.
That's exactly like you said. He got that puck just on the outside of the crease, being very aggressive so far. Face-off win by Weymouth. Shot goes wide. Jack Lahan moves it down low. Looks back up to the D. There's Morrissey. Takes a shot in. And that's a goal for Weymouth. Second attempt there. Able to put that one home. And we've got a 2-1 game. Looked like it was number 10, Adam Silverman. The second attempt. Just over 7 minutes gone by in this second period. 7:56 remaining. Let's see if Brookline will be able to answer now.
It's that type of shot, the second effort, that maybe Weymouth is going to need to look towards.
There's Davenport with a shot on net from the high slot. Paul able to hold on to it.
A lot of these Weymouth shots, like that last one right there from Davenport, have been pretty easy shots right at Paul, though there have been a lot of them. Most of them have been right at the goalie.
And from far out, too. And that goal came from, just to the side of the crease. If Weymouth is able to get more of those kinds of shots, they might be able to put more of them in.
For a team that has been really scoring at will lately in their last few games, there's maybe a tendency to just fire as many shots on the net as possible, but
it's not the worst strategy either. But when you've got a goaltender that's seeing the puck like he is right now, you might have to change things up. A shot in, locked out in front, still gathered there by Gosnell. Holds on the half board, moves it over to Gunther at the near point. Deflection try, missed. Another shot saved at the far post there by Paul. Looked like he was having trouble getting over, but that shot just went right into him.
Now the Wildcats making Paul work a little more after that first goal.
They're definitely getting a lot of traffic out in front of the net as well. So, surprised that we haven't seen more deflections, but at any rate, here come the Wildcats once again. That's Lee down low. A shot. Lee gathers again in the near corner. Moves back. Shot, deflection try by Weymouth. That was DeLuca there. All Weymouth right now. Shot from the far point. That one goes wide. Here's Coleman. Goes down Brookline. Oh, giving up behind the net. Coleman chips it down. Centering try. That one just squeaks by the far post. Brookline's just going to try and get it out of their zone. Here they come into neutral ice. It's Josh Russo on the pursuit, but Weymouth gets possession right after. Conway passes up. Tries to get around the Brookline defender. Again, puck squirts out. And Brookline happy to just chip it out of their zone. Dumped in as Weymouth gets a line change. Here's Rinowitz behind his own net. Banks it in off the glass. Moves over. Weymouth with the shot. That one just goes wide behind the far post. That one looked like it might have gone out of the zone, but
yeah.
Here's Coleman. Centering tried. No one there. Another shot. That one's blocked. And it goes out of play as we stop with just over 5 minutes to go here in the second period. A lot of Weymouth shots here.
Yeah, now they've really been peppering Paul lately with some higher quality shots too. Ones that are a little bit trickier for Paul, getting more traffic in front of the net and working on deflections and shots through traffic.
Weymouth tried to win that one forward. And another shot gobbled up by Jake Paul. Well, if you're Brookline, you have to be happy that it's only 2-1 at this point, but so far in the second period, you have to be frustrated by how much of it that you've been spending in your own zone. Another save there by Paul. That one almost squirted between his legs. Was able to squeeze it, bring play to a stop. Weymouth's been very good on the faceoffs as well. There they are again. One back, shot from the point. That one's going to go out of play. We're about our fourth faceoff in about 16 seconds.
And Weymouth has been strong on the faceoffs tonight. It's another area that Brookline could really help themselves out if they win a faceoff like they did just there.
Yeah, but unable to maintain possession. Weymouth gathers behind their own net, moves it back to the point, looks up back down to the half boards. Back over to Gosnell. Shot sticked aside by Paul, and that one goes out of play. The last 30 seconds or so of play really bringing it to a grinding halt whatever flow we might have had to that second period. A lot of stoppages, a lot of pucks out of play. But all those faceoffs coming in the Weymouth offensive zone. Another face-off win by the Wildcats. Hard hit put on there on the far boards. That was Zach Rogers on the hit. Brookline dekes around. That was Crowley, rather. Shot blocked. Centering pass right on the doorstep. Brookline trying to shove it home, but there's Brendan Burns able to keep the puck out of the back of the net. Probably Brookline's best offensive chance in the second period.
Yeah, first action Burns has seen in quite some time. With McLaughlin and Birch up there.
If you're Brookline, you kind of have to hope that you're going to catch Burns sleeping here.
That can be difficult for a goalie when the action has been the other end for so long and you really haven't been tested, really getting cold out there while Paul is in. I'm sure he'd rather, in some ways, rather not be, but is in a pretty good rhythm down there.
Yeah, the only other time that we've said Burns' name is when we had that little miscommunication with him earlier in the period. Here comes a 2-on-2 rush for Weymouth. Shot from the far side, steered aside by Paul, excuse me. Here comes Brookline. Crowley stopped at the blue line. Morrissey moves it up. Brookline, here's a chance. Shot, just getting a glove on it is Burns. That one looked like it was headed towards the far post. Brookline again, centering shot, saved by Burns. And here we get some action going. 2-on-2 rush. Brookline coming back. Blocked her to side there by Paul, and we've got a no high stick. That one's waved off as it was touched by the opposition. Weymouth will gather in their own zone. Sends it deep. That'll go for an icing. Just under 3 minutes to play here in this second period. Action has picked up in the last minute or so.
Yeah, finally the Warriors able to get out of their offensive zone. We've seen some good end-to-end action both ways. And now the Warriors with a face-off in the offensive zone.
A couple real good centering tries there by the Warriors. Burns did good to stand tall there as it looked like he was one-on-one with a Brookline player. Another 2-on-2 rush here for Weymouth. Shot gloved by Paul. Bringing play to a stop.
Well, for all the easy shots Paul's had come his way, he's had some tricky ones too and has been up to the task, making the save there with the glove hand.
Brookline wins the draw. And unable to be held on there at the blue line by Weymouth. And here they come on the counterattack. Slap shot, but that one blocked with a stick right about the high slot. That one goes into the near corner. Ganley looks up, tries the centering pass, but intercepted by a Brookline player. Looks like it was Crowley, can't quite tell. Long on the forecheck. one of the 2 goal scorers for the Warriors. Coleman drops it back. Turned over there in the offensive zone. Here comes Lung again. And we have an offsides on Brookline.
Jack Corcoran ahead of the play there.
With just under 2 minutes of play here in the second period, it's 2-1. Warriors lead the Wildcats. Been some good action here in the second period. There's Lahan. Dekes around 1. Shot just goes wide. Puck held on the half boards. Davenport moves it on down. Carried around there by Morrissey. Back up to the point. Back down to Morrissey. Or excuse me, Silverman. There's Davenport behind the net. Looks up to his point. Dump back in. There's Silverman. Lahan's right in front. Centering pass looking for him, but unable to connect. Here comes Brookline. 2-on-2 with just a minute to play here in the second period. Delayed offsides. And we'll have that whistled down.
Not a bad play there by McLaughlin to put a stick on the puck. Knew it was going to be offsides, but otherwise Weymouth might have had an odd man rush up the ice.
Maybe they're calling this an intentional offsides. That's why the face-off is all the way in the Weymouth offensive zone. Weymouth with a shot on net. Kicked aside there by Paul. This one dumped in on net, so that'll wave off any icing. Burns holds on to it as Brookline has a player forechecking. Just over 40 seconds to play here. We'll get a face-off in the offensive zone for Brookline. Looks like we're going to have Connolly there on the draw or Crowley, excuse me. Coleman moves it up over to Nash. Looks to center it, unable to get that pass all the way through. Here's Coleman again. Moves down to Ganley, centering pass, unable to get a stick on it. 15 to play. That one dumped into the near corner. Heavy hit there. Coleman back to his point, 5 seconds to go. Bench telling him to get a shot off, but he fans on it. And as time expires here in the second period, it's a 2-1 hockey game. Brookline leads by a goal. Weymouth able to get one back in that stanza, but stay tuned as we are sure to have an exciting third period here for you on BATV.
Third period just about ready to get underway. Brookline Warriors leading the Weymouth Wildcats 2-1 as we get set for the final 15 minutes of play. The scoring coming for Brookline in the first period. Jesse Lung scoring from Adam Hrenowitz at 7:02. And then in the final 10 seconds of the period, David Birch getting a goal, assisted by Alex Chin. Weymouth got their goal in the second period, 7:04 in. Adam Silverman scoring with assists from Jake Davenport and Kevin Morrissey. Underway in the third period as the Warriors looking for their first Bay State Conference win of the season against their Kerry Division rival, Weymouth. Wildcats on the attack here. Davenport dropping a pass back, but no teammate there, so the Warriors clearing it out into the neutral zone and then dumping into the offensive zone, going for a change. Warriors nearly caught in the line change there, but Wildcats couldn't get up into the offensive zone. And now Jake Paul will settle the puck behind the net, try to clear it out. Wildcats intercept. Patrick Coleman moving toward the net, but dispossessed by the Warriors.
Jake Paul is going to be key for the Warriors in this third period. He's got to play like he has the first two. And they were bring them to their first conference win of this year. Looks solid there between the pipes for the Warriors.
Paul has faced a ton of shots. Weymouth out shooting by a large margin, and now a goal for Weymouth. Patrick Coleman scores on the rebound, and this game is tied 2-2.
Just a matter of giving up those juicy rebounds. Ball was able to get a pad on the first one, on the first shot, and it squirted out to the far side of the net, right in front of the crease, and Weymouth was there to put it home. And we've got a tie game here, just about a minute and a half into this third period.
Patrick Coleman, a junior, one of the co-captains of this Wildcat squad, evens things up. New game with 13:26 to go. Crowley on the face-off is going to be called as Ian Crowley just bowled over his opponent in the face-off circle, and he will go to the box.
Crowley
now
quite a bit of time in the box so far tonight. That's at least his second, if not his third penalty so far.
So a minute and a half in the box for Ian Crowley, and Weymouth goes on the power play. Wildcats cycling the puck around. Conway from the blue line, sends through traffic, and it's deflected. Patrick Coleman again behind the net. Moves it back up top. Now Coleman over by the point. Sends it across ice. Morrissey. Sends it back behind the net. Brinowitz there to dispossess, but turned right back over. Patrick Coleman takes it, sends it into the crease, bounces up in the air. Conway collects it at the point. Thinking about a slap shot, instead passes it down low to Adam Silverman. Coleman a shot knocked down, and then sent behind the net by Toronto. Toronto gets one of the assists on Patrick Coleman's goal. Didn't quite hear who had the other one. Paul will cover up with 9 seconds left on the power play. 12:02 to go in the third period.
Not the start you had to hope for if you're the Brookline Warriors, I tell you. If you're coming out in this third period with a 2-1 lead, you want to try to jump out, be as offensive as you can, and just try and get that third goal. But I tell you, that equalizer just changed the entire complexion of this contest.
Warriors clear out of the zone as the power play comes to an end. Back to even strength. Davenport knocked down at center ice by Nolan Crowley. Icing will go against the Warriors here. And this puck will come all the way back. There'll be a face-off.
A nice solid check there at center ice. Seems some good physical play in this game, yeah?
Absolutely, a couple of big hits. Off the face-off, puck trickles in on Paul. Now, right in front of him, puck is still loose. Warriors try to knock it away, but the Wildcats get a back shot from the point. Doesn't get through traffic. Another shot on goal saved by Paul. And now coming out to the far side, DeLuca sends it back behind the net for Morrissey. DeLuca again. Moves it up to Coyle. Sends it over to Matthew Coleman. Sends it wide of the net. Battle at the near boards, and the Warriors able to clear as a couple of Brookline skaters fall to the ice. Icing is waved off as Matthew Coleman collects it behind the net. Nash up the near side. Leaves it off for DeLuca, and offsides are the Wildcats. So we'll have a face-off on neutral ice. 10:44 to go in the third period, 2-2. Tie game between Brookline and Weymouth. Davenport wins the faceoff, takes it into the zone, dishes off, goal! Adam Silverman, his second of the game. And the Wildcats take a 3-2 lead with 10:39 to go in the third period.
An absolutely phenomenal shot there by Silverman. But really, what a great job there by Jake Davenport, who wins the draw himself, takes it himself, carries it into the offensive zone, dishes it over to Silverman, who uncorks a wicked wrister up. And we've got a 3-2 game here. The Wildcats jumping in front, just over 10 minutes to go in the third period.
So a couple of goals from the Wildcats in the first 5 minutes of the third period have turned this game around. And now it's Weymouth in the lead, looking for more. Shot goes wide off the stick of Karthus. Davenport had also set up Silverman's first goal, so a pair of assists. There's another shot there from Silverman, goes wide. Silverman with 2 goals for the Wildcats.
He's sniffing for that hat trick here.
Now moving in on net is Lahan, whose shot is saved by Paul. 9:55 to go.
No, with the way that this game has unfolded, with so much offensive pressure by the Wildcats, you had to figure that the dam was going to burst at some point, and it has in the first 5 minutes of this third period. Jumping out with 2 goals to go to the 3-2 lead. I mean, you can't really fault Paul for that last one. Just a really, really fantastic shot.
Now McLaughlin, trying to move the puck up, will dump behind the net. Morrissey drills it in. Wildcats again into the offensive zone. Patrick Coleman's shot knocked down by Paul. Morrissey sends it in, stick handling, and another goal for Patrick Coleman, his second of the game, and it's 4-2 Weymouth.
Well, Paul just could not hang on to that one. We saw him get lucky earlier in the game where the ref blew the play dead as the puck was trickling in behind him, but no such luck this time as Coleman is there to pick up the scraps and put that puck home.
9:13 to go in the third period. And Weymouth has 3 goals in the third period to take the lead in this one. 2 goals for Adam Silverman, and now 2 goals for Patrick Coleman. Another shot on net. Shots have been lopsided in this game in favor of the Wildcats. Yet Brookline maintained the lead through 2 periods, finally caught up with them. And a penalty is going to come here against Bobby Coyle.
Yeah, not a smart penalty to take there in your offensive zone, especially with your team riding with this momentum in the first 6 minutes of this third period. Did not see the call, but it looked like a cross check from my vantage point.
And Coyle really nailing Tom Harrington into the boards. 8:46 to go, and it'll be a 1.5-minute power play for the Warriors. Wildcats trying to clear the zone. Gunther has this puck and will send it up the ice all the way to the stick of Paul. Paul dishes off to Corcoran. Near side for Lung. This one hits off the referee, and Weymouth able to clear once again. Now, Renowitz will start the play from behind the net. Steve Ganley giving the first assist on the Patrick Coleman goal. 30 seconds left on the penalty. Long a shot, off of Burns. Not even sure if Burns saw that one, but
a lot of traffic in front of Burns right there. He's lucky to be able to get something on that.
Puck went off his leg. 15 seconds to go on the power play. Warriors trying to get one last chance up ice on the power play, but they will not as the penalty expires. Back to even strength. Morrissey in his defensive zone, and another penalty coming here for interference, and this one will go against Weymouth. No.
Be Evan Conway there.
So we'll be against Weymouth. Conway goes to the box, so another minute and a half, just as the previous penalty had expired.
If you're Brookline, you gotta convert on one of these if you want to hope to get back into this game.
7:09 to go in the third period. Weymouth able to get the puck out of the zone. Now a turnover here. And Morrissey will fire up the length of the ice for the Wildcats. Warriors setting up the offense.
Good forecheck by Weymouth here on the penalty kill.
Rosario sending it back in from neutral ice, and now Lahan trying to force a turnover. Whistle comes here. May have gone out of play down at the near boards.
Yeah, I think it may have touched someone on the bench. Puck just bounced up as Weymouth was trying to handle it along the near side, and we'll have a center ice puck drop.
It'll be Ian Crowley against Steve Ganley, and won by Crowley. Puck goes into the near corner. Warriors come away with it. Nolan Crowley. Gunther can't clear. And now Matthew Coleman able to clear. Under 30 seconds to go on the man advantage for the Warriors. Long across center ice. Ian Crowley into the zone. Shot saved by Paul. Rebound cleared out. Out of the zone with 10 seconds to go on the power play. Warriors left to cycle back out. Now Ian Crowley back in the zone again. He goes over to Corcoran. Corcoran can't quite handle it. Puck behind the net. Corcoran in front. Warriors trying to get a shot on net. Can't settle the puck down. Even strength now with 5.5 minutes to go in the third period. Long on the near boards. Pass is picked off by Patrick Coleman. Now Wildcats going the other way. He's got Ganley up ahead. Coleman goes to Ganley. Renowitz able to get a skate on it and redirect it. The Wildcats still in the offensive zone. Now battle up against the near boards. See who comes away with this one. It is the Wildcats. Coyle shot from the blue line. Long trying to clear it out for Brookline. Gets it out, but the Wildcats send it back in. Now Renowitz sends it out. The Warriors moving up the ice. Ian Crowley double teamed on the far boards. Gets the puck by. Bouncing puck goes wide. Off the stick of Corcoran. Nolan Crowley to Ian Crowley. Sent up in front. Nobody there. Now a shot up high from Finnegan is blocked by the Wildcats, and a whistle here.
It's going to be cross-check, I gotta believe.
So another power play coming for the Warriors as Zach Rogers will go to the box.
Yeah, Zach Rogers, he took down McLaughlin as he was pinching in. And that centering pass just unable to find the sprawling McLaughlin. But Another power play for the Warriors here in this third period. And I got to tell you, I really wonder how this game would shape out if Brookline were able to get more shots on Burns. The few shots that he has faced, I understand he's a freshman goaltender, but it seems like he's been fighting the puck off a lot. I mean, the second Brookline goal was fluky at best, but still.
I wonder if he's almost been lulled to sleep by how little action he's seen down at that end of the ice. Sean Flaherty was also sent to the box. Not sure exactly why. It may have been a major penalty or
some sort of misconduct.
It didn't seem particularly egregious on the ice.
Weymouth still has four skaters on the ice, so no extra loss of manpower outside of the initial penalty.
Still just a minute and a half on the board. So we'll see who comes out in what's now a minute 2 time with 3:43 left in the game as we get another whistle here. Third straight power play for the Warriors as they are down by 2, 4-2 the score in the third period. Face off at center ice. Won by the Warriors. Corcoran sends it up the near side for Lung. Back to Corcoran. Corcoran gets it back. Can't control it. Silverman takes over for the Wildcats, now dispossessed. Back and forth at neutral ice. See who's able to come away with this. Now Conway collects it for the Wildcats back in the defensive zone and sent up off of Nolan Crowley and right to Silverman. Silverman, who has already 2 goals today, sends this shot wide. Didn't get a whole lot on it. Ten seconds left on the Warriors' power play. As Weymouth has done a good job of killing this one and just keeping the puck in the neutral zone. And now the power play is over. It is Flaherty that comes out. So shots now here in front by Lung. Burns able to cover up. And a whistle with 2:32 on the clock.
Well, I guess Burns must have heard me talking about him looking shaky. Real fantastic job getting over to our near post, getting his leg pad over there, and then his glove to stop that last flurry of shots to keep this a 2-goal contest.
So to finish that, I thought Rogers is still in the box, so it must have been some sort of misconduct penalty. But back to 5-a-side skating with under 2:20 to go now. Wildcats once again on the offense. Now the Warriors able to clear as McLaughlin sends it out towards neutral ice. Rosario collects it behind the net and passes it off to Gunther. Back out to neutral ice, and Finnegan sends it forward for the Warriors. Under 2 minutes to go. Wildcats on the attack again. Lahan into the zone. Lahan facing traffic. Shot comes from behind, but knocked away by Paul. Shot, goal. Patrick Coleman gets the hat trick. And the Wildcats lead it 5-2 with 1:34 to go.
That's essentially the icing on this victory right now. Like you said, 1.5 minutes to go, 5-2. Coleman gets his hat trick, just able to get free out in the slot right between the hashes and uncorks a wrister right off the post into the back of a net.
Just as we were starting to wonder if maybe we'd see Jake Paul come out of the net for the extra skater, that goal by Patrick Coleman should all but put this one away with 1.5 minutes to go. And now a 3-goal lead for Weymouth. Renowitz sends it in from the point, deflected and ends up behind the net. Now Patrick Coleman once again to the offensive zone, headed towards the slot, passes it off, shot, goal. Steve Ganley gets this one. And the Wildcats are pouring it on late. It's now 6-2.
Well, now we're seeing that flurry of scoring that we were talking about at the beginning of this game. 5 goals in this period, and they've got another 55 seconds to get a few more.
This is not necessarily unusual for the Wildcats. They've had those late game offensive outbursts before, and doing it again here. Under a minute to go, and 6-2 now your score. Finnegan fires a shot on goal, knocked aside by Burns. Harrington sends it back behind the net. Ten seconds to go. Wildcats bring it forward again. They'll just dump it off and go for one final line change. As Finnegan, we'll see time expire, game over, and the Weymouth Wildcats come away with a 6-2 win, coming from behind to defeat the Brookline Warriors.
You know, that late offensive outburst by the Wildcats really just had to wonder when it was going to happen with the amount of shots they were throwing on net, and sure enough, they were finally able to get him past goaltender Jake Paul, who played real well at the first 2 periods of this game.
And we're back here at Walter Brown Arena to bring you the post game. The Weymouth Wildcats defeating the Brookline Warriors by a score of 6-2. And Brad, Weymouth was led by a third-period hat trick by Patrick Coleman.
Absolutely. You know, it took the Wildcats offense a little while to hit its stride and get those pucks into the back of the net, but Coleman really coming alive in the third period. Senior captain, or junior captain rather, of this team, third-period hat trick, leading the way for the Wildcats.
Now, Weymouth was down 2-1 at the start of that third period, but really just a 5-goal onslaught there in that last one. Just in a lot of offense coming on. What do you think was the spark for that?
You know, I think it's something that maybe they weren't quite prepared for this game coming in. You know, they had been scoring at will in the last few games before this one, and maybe thought that would continue today. That wasn't the case early on, but as the game wore on, the Weymouth offense really got higher quality shots and was able to get them past the Warriors defense and into the net.
Meanwhile, Brookline goaltender Jake Paul doing everything he could to keep them in this game for the first 2 periods, stopping most of the shots that he was faced with. And a real barrage early on, but ultimately that third period got the better of him and Brookline. Yeah,
faced a ton of shots early on, and that 2-1 score after 2 periods, really not indicative of the play. I mean, the Wildcats were putting a ton of shots on net, but Paul really coming through for them early on and making those saves and keeping the Warriors in the game right up until the third period.
So with that, we bring you the end of this game here at Walter Brown Arena. Again, a 6-2 final for Weymouth over Brookline. We thank you for joining us here on BATV.